Hello, my friends. Today, I want to share with you a story that might help you rediscover your direction when life feels lost and confusing. It's about a man who spent years chasing success, wealth, and approval, only to realize that he had been following a broken compass all along. And by the time this story ends, you might begin to question whether your own compass, your inner sense of purpose, is truly guiding you where you want to go. So take a deep breath, stay with me until the very end, and allow this story to speak to that quiet place inside you that still believes there's more to life than what you see right now. In a quiet coastal town lived a sailor named Ethan, known for his courage and skill. He had traveled to many lands, faced violent storms, and crossed endless oceans. Yet despite his success, something deep inside him felt empty. Every morning, when the sun rose over the water, he felt a strange heaviness, as if he was sailing in circles but never arriving anywhere that truly mattered. One day, after another long voyage, he returned home and found that his old wooden compass, the one he had trusted for years, no longer pointed north. He tried shaking it, cleaning it, even replacing the needle, but nothing worked. The compass was broken. Frustrated, Ethan threw it aside and shouted, "What good is a sailor without a compass?" But that night, as he stared at the stars above, he began to wonder, had the compass really failed him? Or had he been following the wrong direction all along? This wasn't just about a physical compass. Ethan realized his life's compass, the one that pointed him toward fame, riches, and the admiration of others, was also broken. He had sailed to faraway lands not for the love of exploration, but to prove his worth. He had faced storms not to test his limits, but to earn applause. His entire life had been a performance for an audience that was never truly satisfied, and neither was he. The more he achieved, the more he felt adrift. He had a map filled with destinations, but none of them felt like home. His inner compass was pointing him toward external validation, and it had led him into an ocean of emptiness. That night, an old woman named Ilara, who was known in the village for her quiet wisdom, found him sitting by the shore. She saw the broken compass in his hand and simply asked, "Does a tree need a map to grow toward the sun? Does a river need a chart to find its way to the sea?" Ethan looked at her confused. "Of course not," he replied. "They just know." Ilara smiled gently. "And so do you, Ethan. You were born with a true compass inside you. It doesn't point north or south. It points toward what makes your heart feel alive. But you've ignored its quiet pull for so long, listening instead to the loud demands of the world." Her words struck him like a rogue wave. He remembered being a young boy, fascinated not by treasure maps, but by the constellations in the night sky. He loved the feeling of the wind on his face and the sound of the ocean, not the praise he received for his voyages. He had traded his natural joy for a manufactured ambition. Ilara continued, "Your true compass isn't broken, sailor. It's just buried. You must learn to listen to it again. It speaks in whispers, in moments of peace, in acts of kindness, in the simple joy of being present. Stop chasing the horizon the world has painted for you and start navigating by the stars within your own soul." Inspired by Ilara's words, Ethan decided to embark on a different kind of journey. He left his grand ship moored in the harbor and took out a small, simple boat. He had no map, no destination, and he left his broken compass on the shore. For the first time in years, he wasn't sailing to prove anything. He was just sailing. He let the wind guide him. He watched the dolphins play, and he listened to the rhythm of the waves. He rediscovered the simple pleasures he had long forgotten. The taste of salt on his lips, the warmth of the sun on his skin, the profound silence of the open sea. Days turned into weeks. He didn't find any treasure chests or discover new lands. Instead, he found something far more valuable. He found himself. He learned to navigate not by a needle pointing north, but by the feeling of rightness in his gut. He would sail toward a small, uninhabited island simply because its quiet beauty called to him. He would spend an entire afternoon helping a struggling fisherman untangle his nets, not for thanks, but because it felt good to help. He was no longer Ethan, the famous sailor. He was just Ethan, a man at peace with the sea and with himself. One morning he saw a ship in the distance, caught in a treacherous current and heading toward a rocky reef. Without a second thought, Ethan steered his small boat toward them. The crew of the large vessel was panicking, their advanced navigational tools useless against the powerful tide. Ethan, guided by his deep, intuitive understanding of the ocean, found a safe channel through the rocks that no map would have shown. He led the ship to safety, his small boat a steady guide in the chaos. The captain, amazed, offered him a bag of gold. Ethan smiled and refused. "Your safe passage is my reward," he said. In that moment, he felt a fulfillment that no amount of gold or fame had ever given him. When he finally returned to his village, people noticed a change in him. The restless energy was gone, replaced by a calm, steady presence. He no longer boasted of his travels. Instead, he shared stories about the beauty of the stars and the wisdom of the tides. He taught the young sailors in the village to listen to the ocean, to trust their instincts, and to find joy in the journey, not just the destination. His broken compass still lay on a shelf in his home, but now he saw it differently. It wasn't a symbol of failure. It was a reminder. It was the gift that had forced him to look up from his map and finally see the stars. So what about your compass? Is it pointing you toward a life of meaning and joy, or is it pointing toward what you think you should want? Are you chasing a destination set by others, or are you navigating by your own inner stars? The world will always try to hand you a compass, telling you that north is success, south is security, east is approval, and west is ambition. But your true direction might not be on that map at all. Maybe it's found in the quiet moments, in the things you do not for reward, but for the love of doing them. Take a moment to think about it. When was the last time you did something just because it made you feel alive, without any thought of what you would gain from it? That feeling, that quiet pull, that is your true compass. It may not always lead you down the easiest path, but it will always lead you toward a life that is authentically yours. Don't be afraid if your compass feels broken. Sometimes it's in the breaking that we find our true direction. It's when we get lost that we are finally forced to find our own way home. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this story resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories to help you navigate life. And please share in the comments one thing that makes you feel truly alive. I'd love to hear what your inner compass points toward. Until next time, be well and sail true.